Mom and her new husband told my stepsister she deserves to die alone, but they had no idea what they're. The air in the house was so thick with tension you could choke on it. My stepsister, Lily, sat curled up on the couch, her knees pulled tight to her chest, staring at the floor like it held the answers to her existence. Last night, I overheard Mom and her new husband, Greg, spitting venom, telling Lily she was worthless, a burden who'd die alone if she didn't shape up. I'm Mia, 16, and I've been navigating this fractured family since Mom remarried 2 years ago. Lily, my stepsister from Greg's first marriage, is 14, quiet, and carries the kind of sadness that makes you want to hug her, but also scream at the world for breaking her. Our parents' words weren't new. Greg's always been a bully, and Mom's too smitten to see it, but last night's cruelty hit differently. It wasn't just harsh, it was a declaration of war. The morning after, I found Lily in the kitchen, her hands trembling as she poured cereal. Her eyes were red, swollen from crying, but she forced a smile when she saw me. "You okay?" I asked, knowing the answer. She nodded, but her silence screamed louder than words. I wanted to tell her she wasn't alone, that I saw her, but the words stuck in my throat. Instead, I grabbed a bowl and sat beside her, the clink of our spoons the only sound in the room. School was a blur. I couldn't focus, my mind replaying Greg's sneer. Mom's cold agreement. Lily didn't deserve this. She was the kid who'd spend hours drawing intricate sketches of flowers, who'd slip notes under my door when I was upset, who'd never hurt a soul. But Greg, he saw her softness as weakness, her quiet as defiance. And Mom, desperate to keep her shiny new marriage, let him tear Lily apart. That afternoon, I found Lily's sketchbook on the dining table, pages torn and crumpled. My stomach dropped. She'd never destroy her own work. I stormed upstairs, heart pounding, and found her door locked. "Lily, open up," I called, knocking hard. No answer. Panic clawed at me. I grabbed a hairpin from my room and jimmied the lock, a trick I'd learned from too many locked doors in this house. Inside, Lily sat on her bed, staring at a bottle of pills in her hand. My breath caught. "Lily." "No," I whispered, rushing to her. She looked up, tears streaming, and said, "They're right. Mia, I'm nothing." Her voice broke, and so did something in me. I snatched the bottle away, my hands shaking. "You are everything," I said, gripping her shoulders. "They're wrong. They don't get to define you." She sobbed, collapsing into me, and I held her, my own tears falling. I didn't know how to fix this, but I knew I couldn't let her believe their lies. That night, I made a plan. If Mom and Greg wouldn't protect Lily, I would. But I needed proof, something to show the world who they really were. The next day, I hid my phone in the living room, recording. I knew Greg's temper would flare. It always did when Lily dared to exist. Sure enough, when she dropped a glass at dinner, he exploded. "You're useless," he shouted, slamming his fist on the table. "No wonder your mom left you. You'll die alone, and no one will care." Mom just sat there, nodding like a puppet. Lily shrank, her face pale, but I saw a spark in her eyes, anger, maybe, or resolve. I uploaded the recording to my laptop, my hands trembling with rage. I didn't know what to do with it yet, but it felt like a weapon. At school, I confided in my best friend, Sarah, who'd always had my back. Her eyes widened as she listened to the audio. "Mia, this is abuse," she said. "You have to tell someone." She was right, but fear gnawed at me. What if no one believed us? What if it made things worse? Sarah dragged me to Miss Carter, our school counselor, a woman with kind eyes and a no-nonsense attitude. I played the recording, my heart in my throat. Miss Carter's face hardened with every word. "This ends now," she said, picking up the phone. She called Child Protective Services, and within hours a caseworker was at our house. I stood by Lily, holding her hand as she told her story, her voice soft but steady. For the first time, I saw her strength. not just her pain. The investigation moved fast. Greg's temper didn't help his case. He yelled at the caseworker, proving everything the recording suggested. Mom tried to defend him, but her excuses fell flat. CPS decided Lily needed a safer environment. They contacted her aunt, her mom's sister, who lived a few hours away. I'd met Aunt Claire once. She was warm, the opposite of Greg. When she arrived, she hugged Lily so tightly I thought neither would let go. Leaving was hard. Lily packed her sketchbooks, her eyes brighter than I'd seen in months. "You saved me. Mia," she whispered as we hugged goodbye. I shook my head. "You saved yourself. I just helped." Aunt Claire promised to keep in touch, and I believed her. As they drove away, I felt a mix of relief and loss. The house was quieter without Lily, but it was also emptier without Greg's cruelty. CPS had warned him and Mom shape up, or face consequences. Mom was a wreck after, crying about how she'd lost everything. I wanted to feel sorry for her, but I couldn't. She'd chosen Greg over Lily, over me. One night, she tried to talk, saying, "I didn't know it was that bad." I looked at her, my voice steady. "You knew. You just didn't care enough to stop it." She flinched, but I walked away. Some truths hurt, but they needed to be said. Months later, Lily sent me a sketch, a vibrant drawing of two girls holding hands under a starry sky. On the back, she'd written, "We're stronger than their words." I framed it, hanging it above my desk. It reminded me that family isn't just blood. It's who fights for you, who sees you when others turn away. This story isn't just about Lily or me. It's about every kid who feels invisible, every voice drowned out by cruelty. It's about choosing to stand up, even when it's terrifying, because silence lets the hurt fester. Lily's safe now, rebuilding her life, but I wonder how many others are still trapped, hearing they're worthless from the people meant to love them. What do you think? Was I right to expose my parents? Or should I have stayed quiet to keep the peace? Share your thoughts. There's no right answer, just real ones. In the end,